Thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm super pumped that we get to do YouTube today, and happy, elated, thrilled, and very honored that you're hanging out with me. So thank you for your time. We're going to continue our series on hope today, and we're going to talk about Ruth. Ruth from the Old Testament, this whole book named after her. I think Ruth is not just a little bit amazing. In fact, she just completely blows me away. She comes from the area of Moab. And we are introduced to her because she marries an Israelite guy. And what happens is there's a famine, a drought in Israel, and Naomi, her mother-in-law eventually, Naomi and her husband, as well as Naomi's 2 boys, they all move to Moab. When they're in Moab, Ruth marries one of Naomi's boys. As they're in Moab, Naomi's husband dies, as well as her 2 boys. Talk about grief, man, that's the pits. So Ruth connects up with Naomi. Now here's an interesting thing about Ruth. Ruth comes from the country of Moab. She's called a Moabite, Moabitess. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute and give you a little bit of background. Moab was the name of the son that was made, and this will probably throw you for a loop. If you remember back in Genesis, when Lot ran away from Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, God was judging Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot ran away with his daughters as well as his wife. His wife looks back, turns into pillar salt. But the 2 daughters, they stay with their dad, and they go and they hide in a cave. And the 2 daughters talk to each other and they say, look, we're not going to perpetuate our lineage, our family, our heritage, because there's no men. So here's the solution. This gets really sick. Let's get dad drunk. Let's get him drunk tonight, and I'll sleep with him, and tomorrow night we'll get him drunk again and you sleep with him. And that's exactly what they did. In essence, it was incest, the daughters getting their father drunk. From those 2 relationships, there was 2 boys that came out of that whatever, night of drunken whatever. Their names were Moab and Ammon. And Moab in the Hebrew means from dad. So this is Ruth's heritage. This is Ruth's lineage. She comes from an incestuous relationship. But I love what happens here, because when you see Ruth connect up with Naomi, Ruth says to Naomi, I'm going to go with you. If you're going to go back to Israel, then I'm going to go with you. Your people are going to be my people, and your God is going to be my God. And I just encourage you. You might be watching thinking, I have a really bad background. Sarah, you have no idea my background. Some of my family history, my lineage. And if you think about it too, you and I both, we've also had a pretty serious background, maybe of bad decisions. But there's always hope. There's hope, because God can absolutely redeem that stuff and turn it into something completely beautiful, amazing, and supernatural. So Ruth goes back with Naomi to Israel, and she marries Boaz, finds him as like this kinsman redeemer, and the 2 of them have children. They become in the lineage of King David, and ultimately in the lineage of Jesus. But it all comes from Ruth saying, I'm not going to quit, I'm not going to get despondent, I'm not going to just park here in all this hopelessness. I'm going to keep my eyes on God. I'm going to let Naomi kind of lead, and I'm going to follow, and I'm going to go after God. I just encourage you today, no matter what your background is, never give up on going after God. So love to have you subscribe today, subscribe to this channel. Of course, you can share this with your friends and stuff, pop it on your Facebook wall. It's a great way to encourage other people. But remember too, love to have some feedback, thumbs up, medium down, comments, any of that. Love it, love it, love it. And then as we finish today, we're going to finish with, of course, with a cheesy joke. And here it is. Who was the smartest man in the Bible? Abraham, because he knew a lot. I know, bad, but thanks for watching.